Clerk will call a regular monthly meeting to order. Will everybody please rise for the prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many ways in which you continue to bless our school district. We are grateful for our dedicated employees who have embraced the new school year with enthusiasm and eagerness. We continue to be thankful for the support our school district enjoys from our parents and this community. And with your support, we realize that the possibilities we have in meeting the needs of our children are endless. Be with us as we make decisions this evening that impact our school system and forever make us mindful of our overarching obligation to the children of St. Bernard. And please, Father, we have a special prayer this evening for Dr. Hugh Kraft, who is ill this evening and would benefit from all of our prayers. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Mr. Smith, would you lead us in the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Foche, will you do the roll call, please?
Mrs. Acevedo? Here. Mr. Campbell?
Here.
Dr. Kraft is not with us. Mr. Egan?
Here.
Mr. Gaines?
Here.
Mrs. Dysart?
Here.
Mr. England?
Here.
Mrs. Lemoyne?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
And Mr. Warner?
Thank you, Ms. Foche. Ms. Dysart, your permanent privilege?
Yes, at this time, I would like to take a moment of silence. We have a student at Lacoste Elementary School who passed away. His name was Kelvin Abreu, and I would like to take a moment of silence to give our condolences and deepest sympathies to Kelvin and his family. Thank you.
Okay.
And our deepest condolences go out to the family.
To the family, yes, definitely. Mr. Gaines, you have a permanent privilege also.
Well, last week we lost one of our CHS colleagues, one of my colleagues and a dear friend, Ed Taylor. He was a counselor, he was a social studies teacher, and he retired a little while back. His daughter, Tara, were friends with my two daughters, so that's how I got to know Ed very well. I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Now, those goes out to both of those families. Ms. Benezak, do we have any community concerns, please? Please check.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Benezak. Okay, item number 5, we got a donation presentation from Knights of Columbus, Rumble Council 5147. Ms. Dysart, would you lead this, please?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. England. Yes, we're very privileged and happy to have the Knights of Columbus be with us tonight. And with us tonight, we have Mr. Ruben Saavedra. Ruben, would you come up with all the members of the Knights of Columbus? And if you wouldn't mind, would you introduce them all, please, for us?
This is our President Grand Knight, Mr. Dennis Bourgeois.
Go ahead, Don.
Deputy Grand Knight, Mr. Tony DeLuca. Past Grand Knight, Ray Hilton. I myself am a past Grand Knight. Ladies Auxiliary members with us, Miss Fran, who is our treasurer of our Ladies Auxiliary. 5 minutes.
Please come up.
I apologize for that. Miss Kim is the secretary, and we have our queen, Miss Haley, our parents, Miss Haley Ortiz, her parents with us.
If you wouldn't mind, please, all of you, please come up. You all contribute.
Right.
Please.
You may remember us from years ago, the yellow vest, where we shook the cans out on the street, how St. Bernard's, we used a different word back then. We did that for a great number of years. I've been a member now for 35 years, and Ray's been over 40 out there with that, raising that funds every year for special education in St. Bernard. It's one of the things that's always been dear to our hearts. So we have never cut this funding, and no matter how bad things got for us. And tonight, the worthy Grand Knight will present a check again.
Okay.
I would just like to tell y'all that the reason we're able to do this, as y'all all probably aware of, is due to the Louisiana Crawfish Festival.
Right,
Okay? Without that, we could give away well over $100,000 a year to different organizations, the parish, Oshner Children, Children's Hospital, all comes into play, And saying that is my presentation I'd like to give y'all tonight of $5,000.
All right, thank you. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I will. I definitely will. I know that. I will.
Beautiful queen.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
May I say something
Sure.
to y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
I am a product of St. Bernard Schools. I spent 7 years in this one. Then I went on to Chalmette Middle and then Chalmette High. But I was in the 9th grade at Chalmette Middle because Chalmette High didn't have 9th grade yet. It just had opened. And I had Mr. Sprinkler as principal.
Right.
And it was early one morning, and just came to me as we said the pledge. It was early one morning, and some boy in homeroom did not stand up and say the pledge. So they sent him down to Mr. Sprinkle. And my homeroom was right behind his office. Well, to this day, I could hear that man screaming at that boy. And I was just sitting here thinking, he should have had a few football players in his class.
We understand.
Thank you.
Ms. Dyson. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Dyson. With the state funding, they make mandates with our school system, and they don't fund it, half of the mandates. And the thing that helps out our school systems is like donations that we get from like the Knights of Columbus, and different other organizations. Without that, we would have some major problems. So, but we thank you all again. Ms. Dyson.
And I just want to also add to that, the Knights of Columbus, y'all work so hard for so many causes, and you truly are a Christian organization, and we appreciate your very hard work. We know the Crawfish Festival, it takes a lot of manpower to put that thing on year after year, and I see y'all working, each and every one of you, so hard and unselfishly and diligently, and you're doing it for the good of others. Right. So we appreciate your very generous donation. Thank you always for thinking of special education and the St. Bernard Parish school system. Thank you very much.
And just to add on to that, our special education program is one of the best in the state of Louisiana. And we've been recognized as a special education program of distinction. It's due to a lot to organizations such as yours, the help that you provide, the extra things that we just can't do. Y'all come in and fill in that gap with materials and supplies for the kids. We have the Special Olympics, as you well know, and we had some of our students represent us nationally in Seattle at the Special Olympics. So our kids do extremely well. We appreciate everything y'all do for all of the students at St. Bernard, but most especially for our special needs kids. So thank you again. We appreciate it.
I'd like to thank someone, Ms. Janice Compact, who we worked with for so many years.
Yes.
It was so wonderful to work with. We used to do a Taste of St. Bernard, and it was split between special ed and children's, and she was a big part of getting that off the ground with us.
Yeah.
To remember Ms. Janice.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
And she's doing quite well. I just saw her a couple of months ago. Good. Okay, that's it? That's it, Ms.
Thank you, Mr. England.
Thank y'all again. I really appreciate it. And we just hope for good weather for next year again. Okay, move on to item number 6, the presentation by the St. Bernard Reading Council. With Tessie, Ms. White, and
Kayla Russell.
Ke-
All right.
So good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Kayla Russell, and I'm the kindergarten teacher leader at JF Goach Elementary School. I also serve as the president-elect this year for the St. Bernard Reading Council. Our mission for the 2018-2019 school year is to strive for excellence both within the classroom and as individuals in the community. One of our goals is to retain members and increase membership at our events and our meetings. One aspect that the St. Bernard Reading Council is addressing this year is building a strong foundation of literacy, which supplements the district's motto of being stronger. The St. Bernard Reading Council is hosting new events that will provide members who are teachers, administrators, and parents with strategies and activities that will strengthen literacy both within the classroom and in the community. We will continue to donate to those less fortunate by collecting canned goods and books. And we are building the capacity of compassionate and driven educators, which will positively impact our students. So now I'd like to hand it over to Ms. Tessie Weinstein.
How are you guys tonight?
Fine.
It's a privilege and honor to be here tonight to speak with you. I'm the president of the Reading Association for this year, as well as I work as the PLC coordinator for the district. So coming here tonight, to speak on behalf of the Reading Association. So one thing is, we're in affiliation with Louisiana Reading Association, and we promote and we support reading research, reading development, advancement of literacy, and our mission is to improve the quality of literacy for all. And St. Bernard Reading Association has a suite of exciting events this year that I wanted to tell you a little bit about. One of the things we're going to be doing is on September 8th, we have International Literacy Day. And so this is something that, in our schools, we'll be hosting this. We're going to have our first kickoff meeting, and this is our shirts tonight to show you what will be in our kickoff meeting. And reading helps you reach your goals with a football theme, so who doesn't love football, right? Yes. And Ms. Bernie's also wearing one, and we'll be selling those shirts that night and, collecting the membership for that. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to be giving out a brochure of all the events at that kickoff meeting. We're going to have a Halloween Boo Bash, a Read for the Record Day, which, we're going to be promoting all these international things that are happening as well. Christmas Around the World celebration. LRA conference will be held in Alexandria, which is really close for us to get to. One-day conference where we can have a lot of PD and have some exciting professional learning opportunities there, and that is on December 7th. So we'll be also putting that information out at the kickoff meeting on the 11th of September. We're going to have family Scrabble night, a camp-in, Easter tea. We're going to have end-of-the-year awards, young authors end-of-the-year ceremony, as well as ILA conference, which will be held this year in Austin, Texas. But that's going to be in July. But something really exciting is that next year's ILA conference will actually be held in New Orleans. So we're super excited about the one that's going to be hosted here. And if you're an ILA member, you actually save $100. So that's another great benefit of being a part of these groups. A few member benefits I wanted to point out because, lots of people join, but I'm not sure if everybody realizes what awesome benefits you have for being a member. So I wanted to point out a couple of them. And participation in exceptional professional development through the conferences and through the meetings themselves. We do have great professional literacy development. Affiliation with outstanding literacy professionals who also come to speak. We bring authors in, so you have lots of opportunities to learn about literacy and how to promote it with our students. Monthly newsletters, teacher tips, reduced costs for LRA conferences. We have opportunities for LRA scholarships, teacher grants, mini grants, and even travel grants that are offered through the association, as well as we participate in activities such as Young Authors. I know you guys are very familiar with that. We're very proud of that. We have 16 state winners this year, so we are really excited to announce that to you. Educators as authors, which we have a winner right here, Ms. Bernie Hambright, right? And she also was a winner of one of the mini grants as well. So we're really proud to have Bernie guiding us throughout all of this, as we learn the ropes of Reading Association. Legislative lobbying at state and national levels, we're really proud of that. Family, community, and international literacy projects such as Read for the Record and International Literacy Day that we're participating and proud to participate in this year. So all those great things are happening right here in St. Bernard, and we're super proud of it.
We do have a Facebook page out there, so for those of you, who are attached to your phone like we all live with, you can, join our page. It's a closed group, and if you ask to join, of course, we're going to say yes, so you can keep abreast of all the information, all the events, what's happening. We're going to be putting literacy tips, K all the way to college on there, and Catherine's doing a wonderful job bringing in a lot of the members from Nunez, and as well as reaching out even online. So we're super excited about that. But I really want to thank you. I'm here to thank you tonight because on behalf of the St. Bernard Reading Council, I'd like to thank Ms. Voce for being a member, as well as all the school board members who joined last year. Already on my desk, Ms. Voce already had her money down. And all of you were like, "How can I pay?" And I'm like, "Wow, this is a great group. They pay me before I even ask them to pay," which is a wonderful thing. And your support does not go unnoticed. We feel very supported by the school board. We're lucky to have you, and we want to thank you. And to recognize you, we really would like to give you a token of our appreciation, which is an LRA pin to wear in your lapel to remind everybody that you do support and that we thank you for that. So on behalf of us, lastly, we want to say for our students, together we can build a stronger St. Bernard, and that's part of what we do in promoting literacy for all. So we thank you. So much.
Thank you.
Yes, your forms are on your spot, and many of you have already filled them out.
Right.
But we pre-filled your name, so if you'd like to join again this year, we'll be happy to collect your form and help you with that.
We hope to see you at our first
Yes,
meeting.
September 11th is our first meeting,
Thank you.
so that's at Miro Elementary Library. And at that time, we'll give you the list of all the events, where they'll be, and the dates for this school year. And it'll be on our Facebook page as well, for those of you. Thank you so
Well, it
much.
sounds like it's a never dull moment.
Never. We keep very busy, right?
Very busy. Ms. Lamont.
Feel free to check out our board a little later. We presented this summer at our leadership conference where we went to learn about all the cool things we could do, and that's why we added a lot of things, because we learned some things other people were doing as we would share, as well as other people stole some of our ideas to do. So we are learning from other people as well, and you can see some of the cool things that happened last year. And next year at this time, we're going to be adding all the cool things we're doing this year to promote literacy. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that presentation. Ms. Lamont.
And I just want to say to Tessie and the entire group, thank you so much for your leadership over this organization. This is such a wonderful opportunity for all of our teachers, all of our pre-service teachers and retired staff to really engage in great professional development, but wonderful camaraderie. So thank you for working so hard. We definitely have one of the most robust and strong organizations in the state. So thank you for making us so proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Ms. Dysart.
Just to what Catherine said, but just to say y'all do so much, and years ago it used to be the 3 R's, the reading, writing, and arithmetic, and reading was always first. So they always said in education, if you can read, you can do anything.
That's right.
So reading is such an important and integral part of education, and math, Ms. Voce, the math teacher.
Ms. Voce, that numeracy is on the conference list, because that is also a literacy. So yes, it will be highlighted.
I'm not trying to.
It's okay.
We know math is very important also.
Right.
But your organization does such a great job, and it's so wonderful that y'all are still so active and very involved, and it's wonderful that we have the young and then the more experienced members, and just more experience. Bernie and I actually taught at Miro Elementary together here in this same building. So it's so good to see you, Bernie, and
I used
good
to be on the list of the young, but as
you're still young.
I got on the other list. I don't know what's
Yes, but I said more experience.
That's right.
And anyway, it's so wonderful, and it just seems as though all of you still have that energy and that vigor of learning, and especially in reading. And we appreciate all that y'all do for our young. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I joined the St. Bernard Reading when we were just 4 people here at Merrill School back in 1975. That's how long we've been
Really?
working with this in our parish. So
Well, thank you for continuing.
Keep up the good work. Thank y'all. Okay, anyone else?
One brief
Yeah,
comment.
Mr. Long.
I also agree, it's nice to see Bernie here, and it's really nice to have these new pins. I can replace this pin that, I think Bernie gave it to me about 20 years ago. So, it's nice to have a new pen, but thanks for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, move on to item number 7, motion to incorporate the report of general committee meeting into the minutes of the August regular monthly meeting.
So
Have a motion by Ms. Acevedo, second by Mr. Gaines. Any comments or changes? Or adjustments, I should say. If not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you. I'll move on to item number 8, personnel changes for August. We have Mr. Granberry with us. Mr. Granberry, good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening.
And like I said it before, to have a retiree, Leona Smith, she had over 14 years of service with our school system, and we wish her a good retirement. And how we doing with fully staffed now, Mr.?
Well, if you look at the the yellow slashes, the resignations are ahead of the appointments, so that's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign, okay.
We're getting there.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Granberry? Or comments? Thank you, Mr. Granberry. Okay, move on to item number 9, motion to approve the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire. This was a recommendation by the committee.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Long, second by Ms. Lemoyne. Mr. Fernandez is here to answer any questions. If there's not any questions, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay, what we're going to do now, I was asked to move items number 11 and 12 over number 10. We're going to hold number 10, the legal advice for contract negotiation with entity. We're going to put that as the last item. So we'll move on. I'd like to have a motion to move these items, please.
Also move to move that item
Okay,
last.
have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Okay, so we'll move on to item number 11. Items to be placed on the agenda for next committee meeting. Anybody has anything they want to put on the agenda? Okay. Item number 12, superintendent's recommendations. Ms. Foche.
Just that we're having an extremely smooth opening of the school year. We had our first administrators meeting in August last week, and I don't know if you knock on wood, cross your fingers, or just say everyone has done a great job of preparing. But all of our principals feel that's one of the best that we've had, that they've ever had, to be perfectly honest. So things are going extremely well. Just want to also mention that tomorrow morning at the Shelmet High School 9th Grade Academy Gymnasium, we will have our 13th annual Day of Reflection breakfast for the community. We expect about 500 people. And our speaker tomorrow morning will be the First Lady of the State of Louisiana, Mrs. Donna Edwards. So we're looking forward to a very wonderful event tomorrow morning, and hopefully many, many people within the community will be there to share it with us.
Looking forward to it. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Boche. Okay, move on to item number 10, legal advice for contract negotiations with entity. We need to go into executive session, so can we have a motion to go into executive session, please?
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session.
Mr. Warner, second by Mr. Smith. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Well, now we're going to executive session. We have Mr. Nikosha here.